can't control yourself.
And here comes trouble.
There's some winning choices coming to the small screen this week, with the final season of Netflix and Marvel's Jessica Jones, Showtime's Tom Fontaine, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Barry Levinson produced City on a Hill, HBO's unsurprisingly dark and often delicious Euphoria, and ABC's Ava Longoria EP'd Grand Hotel. So if you're going to check in, which one, you have to ask yourself, will be the show you have to watch this week?
We're the last family-owned hotel in Miami Beach.
Welcome my daughter.
And that is the family.
Who's that?
It's Boss Man's daughter, Alicia, otherwise known as Off Limits. Danny, let's go.
Fueled by the considerable talents of Ava Longoria, the Miami Beach set Grand Hotel is kinda everything you'd expect of a Big Four summer show. It's massively melodramatic, sun-drenched, sexy, scheming, and a bit of a mess in its narrative rooms that you've been in a million times. But you know what? The Damien Bashar-led saga of hospitality hijinks adapted from a Spanish series is also lounge by the plot pool fun, with a revolving door sense of mischief in many ways that knows exactly what it's doing.
Hey, I'm Rue. I'm an addict.
You're about to start a brand new chapter.
Some new girl in town that I think you're gonna be friends with.
I'm Rue.
I'm Jules.
Suddenly, the whole world goes dark, and nothing else matters but the person standing in front of you.
Besides its cunningly aesthetic look, what's remarkable about Euphoria on HBO is how the well-trodden path of sex, drugs, pain, and cruelty of American teenage life still has the ability to shock and outrage when put on the screen. Now, I'll date myself here when I say that the 8-episode ensemble of sorts is an opiate generation kids redux, and I mean that in a good way. But having said that, as a litany of shock adolescent characters are put up to be knocked down like postmodern bowling pins, and the necessary video uploads to Pornhub serve as plot points of wanting to be oh so now, what is truly remarkable about the Sam Levinson created series is the performance of former Disney star Zendaya as a very unstable addict and narrator of the Drake-produced series based on an Israeli format. It is, and I mean no disrespect here, addictive.
Everybody's got a story, a beginning, a middle, an end.
I'm late for work.
As what, a super cat burglar?
You know what, Jess? You do it your way. I'm gonna do it my way.
Addiction has always played a role in the frayed and often fraught Jessica Jones. Yet for the third and final season of the last remaining Marvel series on Netflix, it is Truth and Consequence that takes the 12 steps, or in this case 13 episodes, of the Melissa Rosenberg created and Kristen Ritter starring series. Having learned a lesson or two, to be honest, from last year's straining Season 2, this last season of the damaged superpowered PI and Defenders member is a narrative landmine of spoilers. So I'll make it simple here as not to ruin the binge that you should be doing tomorrow. 1. Ritter, who directs here as well, is awesome as always in a role that will certainly be one of the defining ones of her long career. 2. Unlike past Marvel series that were axed in the streaming salvos between the Disney-owned Marvel and Netflix, Rosenberg has been given the opportunity here to truly invoke closure. Lastly, Jessica Jones is the Kristen Ritter show, but has never been afraid to let the rest of the cast soar, and that's exactly what Carrie-Anne Moss and an especially hellishly good Rachel Taylor do in this emotionally deep, longish goodbye. Yet, as compellingly constructed as the last season of Marvel's Jessica Jones is, and as much as I encourage you to binge it tomorrow, which you should, there can only be one show to watch. And this week, it has to be Showtime's City on a Hill.
I got no love lost for the Boston Police Department, but there was a time when I would never have to explain myself. There's 100K in a bag and you turn it in with only 75. Doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
How's your night?
Awful.
What was so bad about work?
This is affirmative action hire. This is the next mayor of Boston. Asking jail time for cops.
I want to rip out the machinery in this bullshit city. I want to tear it all down.
Set in 1992 Boston, this Aldous Hodge and Kevin Bacon-led series that lays down the imperfections of the law and the people who try to enforce it doesn't even pretend to try to do anything new. And in fact, if you stripped off the requisite sex, swearing, and drugs that seemingly every show on cable needs to revel in, City on a Hill could have easily played as counter-programming to Homicide, Life on the Street, or NYPD Blue back in the day. And that's exactly why this opposites-attract ambitious assistant DA and degenerate New Frontier-inspired FBI agent team-up to clean up Beantown works so well. Even if the storylines take their sweet, sweet time to thread together for what is clearly a multi-season arc. So, long review short, there's a lot on offer this week. Give the final season of Marvel's Jessica Jones a well-deserved binge, but don't miss out on taking a trip to City on the Hill as the show you have to watch this week.